In this lesson, we will build a complete CRUD, create, read, update, delete, database-driven application using Java Database Connectivity, JDBC. This project will allow you to understand how to interact with a database using Java, which is a crucial skill for any Java developer. By the end of this lesson, you'll have a solid understanding of how to perform basic database operations in Java. Don't worry if this feels new at first. Now we're on understanding CRUD operations. CRUD is an acronym that stands for Create, Read, Update, and Delete. These operations are the four basic functions of persistent storage. In the context of a database, these operations allow you to manage the data effectively. Let's briefly define each operation. You'll see a few items listed here. First, create. This operation adds new records to the database. Next, read. This operation retrieves data from the database. Also, update. This operation modifies existing records in the database. Take a moment to read the rest on screen. Now, setting up your database. Before we start coding, we need a database to work with. For this lesson, we'll use a simple MySQL database. Follow these steps to set up your database. First, install MySQL Server if you haven't done so. Next, create a new database named student_db using the following SQL command. Finally, use the database and create a table named students with the following SQL command. Let's move on to connecting to the database with JDBC. To interact with the database, we will use JDBC. First, ensure you have the MySQL JDBC driver in your project. You can download it from the official MySQL website or include it in your project's dependencies if you're using a build tool like Maven. Here's how to establish a connection to the database. This slide introduces a class definition. Study the structure in the code sample. Implementing CRUD operations. Let's dig in. Now that we have a connection to the database, let's implement the CRUD operations. We will create a class named StudentDAO to handle these operations. Next, create operation. The create operation will insert a new student record into the database. The class shown on screen and how its members are organized. Read operation, let's dig in. The read operation will retrieve and display all student records. Take your time. The details are on the slide. See the example on this slide. Pause if you want to study the details. Now we're on update operation. The update operation will modify an existing student record based on the ID. I'll let you read the examples on screen rather than reading every line aloud. Next, delete operation. The delete operation will remove a student record based on the ID. To remove a resource, we send delete to its URL. No body is required. See the example on screen. In this lesson, we learned how to build a simple CRUD application using JDBC in Java. We covered the basic operations to create, read, update, and delete records in a MySQL database. You should now have a foundational understanding of how to interact with databases in Java. Go ahead and work through this exercise. First, modify the StudentDAO class to include input validation before adding a student. Next, add a method to search for a student by name. Also, implement error handling to improve the robustness of your application.